Hello guys, and welcome to a 6 online Rome Total War commentary video. My name is Biscuits and I'm part of the Heaven clan. Today we will be bringing you a 4 versus 4 31k rules. This is my second 4 versus 4 31k rules commentary, so hopefully it's going to be a bit better than the last one. There's a lot of things going on in the last battle. It was hard to get it all in one go. So first of all, what I'll do, I'll quickly introduce our armies, I'll introduce the players. So myself, Biscuits, I'm using the GREEK-KLEOMENS family. I'm bringing my usual build, which is 5 Praetorian Cav, 1 Legionary First Cohort, and the rest Gold Urbans. I'm playing alongside a player called Solitude. I'm not sure who this guy is. I'm guessing he's probably a clan member but has changed their name for this battle. I didn't get his PID when I played him, so if you do know who it is, please let me know and I'll put his name on the description of the video. But he has brought 6 Praetorian Cav, 13 Urbans and 1 Town Watch as to act as a PLS screen. Bit of an odd formation going on there, never seen that one before, be interesting to see how it goes. The next player we've got here is MM. This person is actually Satan from the COH clan. He's bringing 5 Cretan archers and it looks like 15 Royal pikemen. But interesting to see how that pans out. And last of all, we've got Loki here from the COH clan. Haven't played Loki in a while. I think he's been offline for a few months, so it's nice to see him back in the mix. He's brought 6 Praetorian Cav and 14 Urbans in your standard build. Now, when we got the game started, the army that I've built is my standard Rome versus Rome army. So I asked Satan if he would mind to actually attack Greece, because my build isn't really cut out for fighting Greece. And Satan's brought pikes, so it should be a good match against the Greek player. And that just leaves the other 3 members here, myself, Solitude and Loki, both playing as Roman factions to fight the opposite players here. So interesting to see how that pans out. Just going to forward it on a bit now just to get everything set up. So as you can see, Satan's got his army here. He's probably going to get it facing alongside here just so he can rush his guys over to this wing to face Greece. I'm going to move my army across to face Julii, and Solitude will probably face the Brutii, and Loki will just stay where he is and face the SPQR player at the back. Solitude's got his cav here just to help my guys, just in case I get rushed by these 2 players. So let's have a look at the opposition. So in team 2, we've got a player called Baron of the OTD clan. It looks like he has brought 6 Cretan archers, 1 armoured hoplite and the rest Spartans. So the archers are going to be good there to face Macedon and get any shots against our cav. And the Greek hoplites are always good there for good PLR shield. Also they are a great unit as well. The next guy we've got here is Mercury from the Heaven clan. Mercury's a new member to the Heaven clan. I think he's only just literally joined about a week or so ago. Hence he's got his recruit tags on. He's brought 6 Praetorian Cav and 14 Urbans. Be interesting to see how he goes. He's a great 31k player. Did a few recruitment battles with him. He beat me in CWB and I just managed to scrape in a victory against him in a 1 versus 1 31k game. So good luck to him. The next guy we've got here is Titans. It's Hades of the Titans clan. He's got a bit of an odd formation. He split his army into 2 groups. Maybe he was going to send 1 half out to help out Mercury and 1 half to help out Kilo of the Greek clan. So it's a bit of an odd formation there. He's got 14 gold Urbans and 6 Praetorian Cav. And the last player we've got, it's not Kilo, it's always pronounce his name incorrectly. Sorry for mispronouncing your name, Kilo. It's actually pronounced Cleo. But for the hell of it, I've been calling you Kilo for all of these years, so I'm afraid I'm going to keep on calling you Kilo for the time being. He's bought 14 gold Urbans and a 6 Praetorian Cav. He's usually playing as a Pike faction, so it's interesting to see how he pans out when he's playing as the SPQ arm. So let's get the game going. So we start off. Satan is going to try and rush his guys over here. The Greeks are going to try and rush their guys to meet up all in the centre. It's interesting to see how it pans out, because I think the Greek player was trying to avoid fighting Macedon, and Macedon was trying to fight Greece. So if you watch their two armies, they'll be going backwards and forwards, side to side, basically trying to either mirror or to avoid one another. So you can see I'm bringing my guys in. I want to avoid facing the Greek player. I want to try and aim for Mercury. So once we've got our guys in formation, we'll probably move them forward. Here we go. So you can see the Greek player, he's going to be sticking his guys here. Mercury's standing still. In a few moments, both teams will be really close to one another. At this stage of the battle, it's a case of all the players are trying to get their guys into formation, trying to feel the water, see what's going to happen. So here we go. So here we go. I've brought my guys to face Mercury, and as you see in a moment, the Greek player, he's probably going to try and move his guys to face mine to avoid facing the Macedon player. Whilst this is going on, we've got our archers. They're just shortly going to be in range. So whilst both armies are moving side to side, hopefully we can get in a few slides shots with our archers, because I know the Greek player is definitely going to be doing this. There you go. You can see his guys, they're firing. Now I move my guys to the side here to mirror Mercury. So I want to fight Mercury, I don't want to fight the Greeks. Satan brings his guys in there to match the Greek player. And then the Greek player is probably going to notice what's going to happen. And then in a second, yep, he's going to run his guys away. So in a moment, what I'm going to do, I'm going to anchor my guys in one position and just let the other team run side to side. And whilst they're doing that, hopefully we can get a few shots with our archers. So in the meantime here, Titans, he's moved his guys forward. He's got his guys into Studel to act as a peeler screen. It's quite a defensive move doing that. It's good, but very defensive. As you can see, with myself and Satan, we're going backwards and forwards, side to side. We're just trying to get that perfect position before we launch our attack. Now I think it's about this time I decide, right, enough's enough. I'm going to move my guys forward and hopefully try and catch Mercury off guard there. As you can see, his guys are slightly out of formation. They're throwing some peeler into Solitude, but he's going to have to quickly move his guys out of that formation shortly. And then in the meantime, the Greek player is just going to anchor his pikes just behind Mercury. So that's really where we want him to be. We want to make sure that I can attack the Roman player. I don't want to get my guys caught up on pikes. So they probably get a better view from this angle. So I start the attack now. So I've got my right wing coming in, just 3 units, 1 in loose and 2 in tight. I'm hoping that I can distract Mercury to get most of his peeler to throw it at my loose formation troops, whilst I bring in the bulk of my army just slightly to this wing, just so I can get a bit of a flank going on, and therefore I can throw in my peeler and hopefully kill these guys here. So most of the action for the first part of the game is going to happen on this flank. Looks like these guys here are going to be quite defensive. So Mercury throws in his first guys to attack my loose formation troops. I believe his guys are in tight formation, but they are isolated. So because they're isolated, they're going to be breaking probably quite quickly because there's just so many units all around them. Solitude throws in one of his cav units to help speed up the morale breaking, and it should hopefully rout these units in just a couple of moments. And then a second here pull out his cav. So that's one of the 14 urbans of Mercury gone. There's another one there. It's gone into Testudo. It's a good way of doing that to anchor his troops, but with the overwhelming units, it's nothing much they can do. So that's now broken. So that's 2 of the 14 units of Mercury that are broken. This is a bit of a micromanagement problem here. I threw my guys into attack, but I should have really withdrawn them out. So what I end up doing is trying to put these guys into Testudo, and hopefully whilst they're there they can maybe soak up a few of the peeler, but I forget to turn my guys around so they actually have got their back facing the enemy. So it's gonna do a lot of damage with the peeler because everything is going to be attacking the backs of my guys into Testudo. Whilst this is going on, Satan's using his archers. He's firing at the opposition archers and also trying to get in a few kills, I imagine. I throw another one of my units just to try and support that Testudo because it really is swarmed with Julii units, and I don't want that unit to break, but it's probably going to break any moment just purely because of the overwhelming numbers. And the Mercury, he's sending in 2 of his cav units. He's probably going to try and strike around here just to try and rout that unit. To try and counter that, I've brought in the bulk of my army with my general and my 1st Legionary cohort to hopefully boost the morale of these units, because I imagine in the next few moments we're going to get quite a few cav strikes, and I want to try and do everything I can to prevent a mass rout of my army. Satan, he's brought his guys around the side here, so slowly he's going to be edging around so he can face the Greek player. I've now pretty much got Mercury where I need him to be, attacking my units so that Satan can attack the Greek player. So Mercury's now moving in his general. It's a good move there. He's going to try and move it right behind his main unit again to try and boost the morale of the Julii forces. In the meantime, any archer fires all going to happen here. They're probably going to put on a flame attack just to try and lower the morale of my units and hopefully cause a break here. So Mercury's moved in his cav, has gone in for a good strike there. He's routed 2 of my units. I'm going to try and counter that by sending in a few of my units. Hopefully I can strike his cav just as they're turning their back to me, and hopefully I might rout a couple of units by doing that. Looks like I've managed to get 1 unit routed, but that's pretty much it. Oh, now they're starting to rout. So got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units routing. Mercury's pulled his cav at the back, and now at this stage Satan's now going in for the attack. He's got his pikes down. He's now going to try and surround and isolate these Spartans. Now Spartans versus Macedonian Royal Pikemen. Spartans on paper should win, but the Spartan has only got 80 men in the unit. Royal Pike has got 121. So if you use them correctly, sheer amount of numbers, you can swarm the Spartans and break them. Good little move that the Greek player's done. He's thrown in a few of his pike units to help behind this line of Julii units. This is to try and catch out our cav when we go for our cav strikes. If we strike with our cav and we hit the pikes, our cav will be skewered upon the Spartans. Now at this stage, Kilo even sorry, I really apologise. I'm not trying to do this purposely, but it's now engraved in my head, Kilo rather than Cleo. But he's moving his guys around the back there, probably biding his time to do a good cav charge. But all the action is really happening here. I'm sending in my guys. I've got them all one behind another, trying to boost any morale, to try and make my lines quite deep, to lessen the blow of any of these cav charges. And whilst this is going on, Satan, he's flanking into the side there of all these pike units. So hopefully he's going to slowly whistle away these Spartans and slowly bring up this flank to the side. Mercury's got his general left. He's got a few units left at the back there. They're probably resting there at the back rather than sending them in, because if they go in, there's quite a few of our numbers here, which would lower the morale of his dwindling forces. Here we go. We can see a close up here, just sheer volume of real pikemen there. And now it looks like they may have had the defense mode taken off, or they may be on, but you can see they're actually attacking quite aggressively. A few of these units into the Spartans. Kilo's now moving his cav around the back. He's probably going to try and get some rear attacks on Satan's forces here. So Satan's going to counter that and try and probably box up his units here, just so he's defended against these cav strikes. In the meantime, now some of the action is starting to happen over here. Cleo, he's moving in his urbans to try and help out the centre here, where Mercury's forces have been depleted from my attack and Solitude's attack. As you can see, Cleo is going for cav strike here. Satan's trying to counter this just to make sure he's got his back protected against the cav. There we go, and the pikes are going down. In the meantime, the Spartans are all clustered up together. Now, this is a really risky move that Cleo's just about to do. He's charging his cav straight into these pikes. Now maybe he thought, because they're only 3 deep, he could send his guys through, but they are getting snagged upon these pikes. He's going to be inflicting a lot of damage to himself, and also Solitude's supporting the Macedonian pikemen by sending in his cav and his urbans. So it looks like a lot of the SPQR cav there, they're going to be routing it shortly, because effectively they've just ran straight into some pike units. By doing that, really it's just leaving the Spartans now on the wing. Hades is sending in his cav to try and support this flank, but this flank is pretty much getting squashed. We've now got all of my urbans as well as Satan all merging upon these few Spartans. So in a moment they're going to get surrounded. As they're getting surrounded, we're moving our cav around the back here just to surround Mercury. Because his guys are overwhelmed, it's going to cause a mass panic within those urbans, and it causes them all to rout. The general is now routing, which is now going to affect the morale of the whole army. Spartans, they're all getting surrounded now. So it looks like pretty much Sparta and Julii, they've pretty much been knocked out. That's now leaving myself, myself and Satan to try and wrap around and hopefully surround these guys. Now, Loki, in the meantime, has had his guys anchored in this position. He's got his guys into a studio. So a lot of Cleo's forces being thrown their pila, as you can see. But a lot of their pila is all being thrown into these units which are into studio. So his pila are being wasted on these units, which is good for us, but it's bad for him. Now it's just a case of aggressively pushing forwards with Loki's forces to really anchor all of these units in place, just so the rest of the guys, myself and Satan, can slowly surround around the side here. Hades is putting up a good fight. He's got a few of his units at the back here, just to try and prevent us from flanking around so quickly. You can see he's developing a bit of a wall of units here, but we have got numbers on our side, so hopefully we should be able to punch a hole through this flank here. And regarding the opposition, they've got a few cav left. Hades has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units, but they are quite depleted. Solitude's doing a good move. He's getting one of his urbans, or 2 of his urbans, just to try and chase down these cav, because what we don't want is these cavs doing flank shots, flank charges into our units. Satan, he's got his guys, his pikes down to defends the back of his unit, which is a great move. So he's really still steamrolling through these units here. He's going to get a lot of kills at the end of the day. Loki's got his cav here, and he's going to be sending in his guys doing strikes just to try and lower the morale and speed up the routing of the GREEK-KLEOMENS faction. Hades has only got about 3 or 4 cav left at the back here, so there's very little he can do. He's got to make sure he doesn't waste this cav and does a good strike. He wants to avoid this side of the battlefield because that's where Satan has got his pikes. So he's going in for a strike. He's going to try and hopefully rout a few of these units, but Loki's got the numbers on his side, and he should be able to really wrap around hopefully the cav. The cav's now being swamped. He's pulled them out. A few of them are routing, and Loki's now wrapping around the sides now with his cav. So hopefully if he was to strike around here, he should be able to cause a mass panic within the SPQR as well as GREEK-KLEOMENS. Hades is going in for one valiant charge here to try and kill a few of these cav to prevent the flank. He's throwing in his general. He's kept this unit at the end to try and help boost the morale. You can see Loki's got his general in the cav, which again is a bit of a risky move, but hopefully should give him extra strength to fight off the GREEK-KLEOMENs here. He's pulled out his general. Probably doesn't want him to bite the dust, which is a good move. There's enough guys there to really mop up the rest of the opposition. I think I've still got a few urbans left in the centre here. There we go. I pretty much played all or nothing battle. I think I've only got a few units left. I've been quite aggressive just to try and get as many kills as I possibly can. And that's pretty much the whole enemy wrapped up there. So I hope you guys enjoy that game. It was a great battle for all the players there. I really enjoyed playing that. It's nice 4x4, but also showed a few good tactics there with Satan really swarming the Spartans there, as well as biding his time for the best time to strike. Mercury played really well there. He was mirroring the Greek player there. So he played really well considering he's quite new to 31k. It was a good game. So a good game to Solitude, Loki, Satan, Cleo, Hades, Mercury and Baron from the OTD clan. If I just look at the kills, I managed to get 1,323 kills. I only had 400 men remaining. Solitude got 1,051 kills and he had 621 men remaining. Loki, excellent. He's got 1,169 kills and a good 1,000 plus men remaining, which is really good to see. But the star of the game really goes to Satan. He got 1,896 kills and had 842 men remaining. So we got an incredible amount of kills there. Really managed to mop up all the other players. Kilo sadly only got 720 kills and had 98 men remaining. Hades 1,229 kills, so he did really well there. 116 men left. Mercury 817 kills with only 70 men left. A lot of the battle did take place right in front of Mercury, in front of myself, so he would have inflicted a lot of damage with all the cav charges going backwards and forwards into his men. And last of all, OTD Clan Baron got a great amount of kills, 1,601 kills, and only 51 men remaining. He probably killed a lot of our cav with all those well-positioned pikes that he had in the thick of it. So hope you guys enjoy the game, and thanks so much for watching. Please do leave a little comment, let me know what you think, and I'll get another battle up as soon as possible. So all the best guys, this is Biscuits signing out, bye now.